Thank you, Mr. President. White House Coronavirus Task Force met today, and despite the fact that there have been more than 843,000 Americans who contracted the coronavirus, and we grieve the loss of more than 47,000 of our countrymen. According to Dr. Birx and her team, we continue to see encouraging signs because the American people have been putting into practice the guidance that's been issued by the President and this task force, and they've been taking to heart the guidance of state and local officials. Mr. President, as we learned today, we are continuing to see declines in all the major metro areas around the country that have been most impacted. Numbers remain low and steady on the West Coast, in Washington State and in California. The New York metro area, New Jersey, Connecticut, all appear to be past their peak. And as our scientists may reflect in a few moments, we also are seeing the positive rate going down, which is actually even as encouraging as the declining cases. The Detroit metro area appears to be past its peak. The Seattle metro area, as I mentioned, remains stable. New Orleans metro area is the most stable of all the large metro outbreaks. We also are continuing to see stabilization and even declines in Houston and Atlanta and Nashville and Baltimore and Indianapolis and elsewhere. This is a tribute to the American people, to the fact that the American people have taken to heart the guidelines, the social distancing, the personal hygiene, the recommendation that you use the drive-through at a restaurant rather than going in a restaurant and avoiding groups of more than 10. On the President's behalf, on behalf of our entire White House Coronavirus Task Force, we just want to urge all of the American people to continue onward. We all want to reopen America, and we want to reopen our states and our communities as soon as it is safe and responsible to do so. But I want to say to my countrymen, the fastest way to reopen America is to continue to do what you've been doing. It's the fastest way, as President Trump has said many times, to get our country working again is to put the coronavirus in the past. And we are on our way to doing just that. You know, for early on, the President called forth not only the full power of the federal government, but he called forth the full weight of the American economy. And I had the privilege yesterday to travel to Madison, Wisconsin, and see American industry and American workers at their very best. And I want to thank the GE Healthcare team in Wisconsin, as well as the union machinists that I spent time with all day yesterday. It was extraordinary. Mr. President, earlier this month, you used the Defense Production Act to ensure that supplies could flow to GE and General Motors and Ford and other companies that were prepared to repurpose manufacturing lines and hire new workers to construct ventilators. And at this particular plant, they literally have, the union sat down, the machinist union sat down, and in less than 1 week negotiated a new contract with GE Healthcare that allowed them to begin to bring in workers from around the country. They doubled their work line in 1 week. They're about to triple it. They've been going 24 hours a day, 3 shifts, 7 days a week. And then the President promised that by harnessing the power of the American economy, we would have 100,000 ventilators in 100 days. But thanks to the ingenuity and the hardworking Americans that I was with yesterday and other companies, we're actually going to have 110,000 ventilators in 100 days. They were all wearing T-shirts, Mr. President. I brought one back for you that simply read, "Union Machinists Save Lives." And to that great team at GE Healthcare, I want to just say all of America is proud of you and grateful for you. We're also grateful to all of our healthcare workers at every level and all the work that they're doing. And we're proud that our National Guard and our American military are at their side. As our task force learned today, more than 31,000 National Guard have been stood up around the country. And the President, in the last day, extended what's called Title 32 authorizations for all National Guard personnel through May 31. So we're going to continue to partner with states as the National Guard plays a vital role in testing and in cleaning nursing homes and in standing up states' response. Military personnel, Mr. President, we have more than 5,500 active duty military personnel, including, as of yesterday, 964 medical professionals in the uniform of the United States working in 17 hospitals in 7 states around the country. We're also very proud of our team at the VA. The VA has addressed its capacity issues. It's not seen cases among the veterans in its facilities increase, so they're deploying teams to focus on nursing homes. In Massachusetts, the VA personnel have disinfected 2 different nursing homes. In New Jersey, they literally taken over 2 state nursing homes and deployed 90 doctors and nurses. And in Florida, we're sending 16 teams to assist in nursing home operations. As the President also mentioned, in addition to what I saw yesterday in Madison, Wisconsin, we continue to build our strategic national stockpile. It's growing again with ventilators, on nearly 11,000 in supply. 901 new ventilators will be added, transitioned in the near term, and every American, I think, can be confident that should the need arise for your family member facing serious consequences from the coronavirus to need that equipment to help them breathe, that equipment will be there. As we said yesterday in Wisconsin, and you've said, Mr. President, I think it should be a great source of comfort to every American that no American who has required a ventilator in the United States has been denied a ventilator. And that's a testament to our healthcare workers, a testament to every American putting mitigation principles into practice, and it's a testament to all these great companies. Speaking of great companies, American businesses are stepping up. It was on April 1st that I traveled to a Walmart distribution center, and the President reached out to the President and CEO of Walmart to ask Walmart to get in the gowns business. And Mr. President, I'm glad to report to you that we heard today at the task force that Walmart is producing 8.4 million gowns, and they will be delivered into our commercial supply to healthcare facilities around the country by the end of June. They're hardly alone. Honda is producing 500,000 face shields. New Balance is making 100,000 masks a week. In a very real sense, the American people have stepped up to make the sacrifices and endure the hardship that social distancing has required. But American businesses at every size and every means have come together to respond to the President's call. It really has been a whole of America approach. And our message from the President's White House Coronavirus Task Force is to tell the American people it's working. We're getting there. We can see light at the end of the tunnel. We can see the day that we can reopen and put America back to work.